The year 2026 may not be just another year you survive. It may be a threshold, a quiet turning point, a moment where life doesn't ask you to try harder, but asks you to live differently. Not differently on the surface, not with better habits or stronger discipline, but differently at the root. Carl Jung believed that a person's life only truly changes when they dare to enter an honest dialogue with the unconscious, when they stop asking, how do I become acceptable? And start asking, who am I really? And here's the unsettling truth. Most people don't change because they're lazy. They don't stay stuck because they lack motivation. They stay stuck because they keep running inside the same invisible maze, repeating patterns they don't fully see, answering calls that aren't truly theirs. Before any real transformation begins, Jung said 3 things must happen. You must face what you've been avoiding. You must recognize the true calling of your soul. And you must accept that something familiar must be released. The 3 questions you're about to hear are not motivational prompts. They are keys. They don't just open doors. They light up the entire path. And if you sit with them honestly, life itself will begin to answer, sometimes gently, sometimes through discomfort, but always truthfully. So before we begin, pause for a moment. Ask yourself quietly, am I truly ready to change my life in 2026? Or do I still want to keep running inside the same old maze? Because sometimes, one right question is enough to shake an entire life. Chapter 1, Question 1. What within me is asking to be seen? The shadow wants to speak. There are small moments during the day that feel disproportionate. A passing comment that hurts more than it should. Someone else's success that suddenly weighs heavy on your chest. A loved one's simple request that triggers irritation you can't explain. These moments are not random. They are knocks from the unconscious. Jung called this part of us the shadow. The shadow is not loud. It doesn't scream, but it is persistent. And if ignored long enough, it finds other ways to appear. Through overwhelming emotions, repeated self-sabotage, unexplained anxiety, or patterns you swear you're done with but keep reliving. Jung's words remain unsettlingly accurate. What you resist persists. The shadow is not the bad part of you. It is the abandoned part. The emotions you were never allowed to express. The needs that were called too much. The desires that were judged, shamed, or silenced. None of those parts disappeared. They were pushed into darkness. And what lives too long in darkness does not die. It distorts. A person who always appears kind may struggle with explosive anger. Someone who claims they don't need love may feel deep anxiety around intimacy. The one who avoids conflict may carry a lifetime of resentment. The more we hide parts of ourselves, the more power they gain. Imagine every rejected part of you as a child who was once told, be quiet. That child didn't disappear. They just learned to wait. So when you overreact, when jealousy surprises you, when sadness arrives without explanation, it may not be weakness. It may be a silence part finally asking to be acknowledged. And here's the truth that changes everything. The shadow does not come to punish you. It comes to liberate you from repetition. Anger is not the enemy. It may be a signal that your boundaries were crossed. Sadness is not failure. It may be grief for a self you neglected too long. When emotions are named, they soften. When they are ignored, they control. If this resonates, even quietly, pause and breathe. And if you feel it landing somewhere deep, a simple like, or follow isn't for me, it's a marker for yourself. I'm listening now. Chapter 2, The crack is not the end. It's the way in. From the very place where the shadow begins to speak, something else appears. The cracks within you. You were taught to see them as flaws, weaknesses, things to hide. Jung saw them differently. He believed our deepest wounds carried a blueprint of our growth. The cracks appear in ordinary moments. A failure that devastates you more than expected. A comment you replay in your mind for days. An emotional collapse that feels embarrassing rather than understandable. But pain is rarely random. It is a signal that something unhealed is asking for care. Think of a chipped ceramic cup. The crack doesn't ruin it. It shows where it must be held gently. Your inner world works the same way. You cannot mature by avoiding fragile places. You grow by understanding them. Someone once shared that they panic when they feel deeply loved. Affection makes them want to pull away. Only later did they realize love once came with abandonment. So the wound learned to protect itself. This is not self-sabotage. It's self-protection that no longer fits. Jung said healing only begins when we step into wound, not around it. This doesn't mean reliving trauma. It means meeting your emotions with curiosity instead of judgment. The Japanese art kintsugi repairs broken pottery with gold, honoring cracks instead of hiding them. Your psyche works the same way. When you meet your broken places with understanding, they don't weaken you. They individualize you. Your cracks are not mistakes. They are maps. And if you let them guide you, they always point toward truth. Chapter 3, Question 2. Whose calling am I living by? Once the shadow speaks and the cracks are seen, a quiet realization emerges. Much of your life may not be guided by your true self, but by expectations you absorbed without choosing. Jung called this a persona, the mask we wear belong. The persona isn't bad. It helps us survive. But when we mistake it for our identity, we trade authenticity for approval. You can recognize borrowed callings easily. Success that doesn't satisfy. Busyness without meaning. Achievement followed by emptiness. Many people fear failure, but what they really fear is disappointing others. So they live by rules they never agreed to. The soul's calling feels different. It's quiet, persistent, life-giving. It shows up when time dissolves, when you feel most yourself without trying. A powerful question Jung would have loved. If no one were watching, would I still want this? If the answer changes, you found the borrowed voice. If this question unsettles you, stay with it. Discomfort often precedes clarity. Chapter 4. The soul wants to come home. The soul does not speak in commands. It speaks in resonance. Moments that move you without logic. Music that brings unexpected tears. A quiet ache when you see someone living authentically. This is resonance, your inner compass responding. Jung believed the self, the center of the psyche, constantly tries to pull us back into alignment. That's why certain ambitions lose their shine. Why some relationships feel tight. Why the future you once wanted now feels foreign. This isn't loss. It's return. The soul's calling often feels both terrifying and relieving. Fear because it leads into the unknown. Relief because it feels true. If you're sensing this shift, pause and acknowledge it. A gentle interaction with this video is an engagement. It's a vow to your future self. Chapter 5, Question 3. What am I willing to sacrifice to become myself? To live authentically, something must be released. Not violently, not all at once, but honestly. Most people cling not to happiness, but to false safety. Familiar suffering feels safer than unfamiliar freedom. False safety appears as staying strong when you need rest, remaining in roles that no longer fit, holding beliefs formed in pain, not truth. Letting go doesn't mean destroying your life. It means asking, what am I holding on to out of fear? Not love. And then comes responsibility. Jung believed freedom without responsibility is illusion. When you stop blaming circumstances, you reclaim power. Patterns only change when ownership begins. You are not guilty. You are capable. And that realization alone reshapes destiny. Chapter 6, Transformational Practice, Living the Questions. Transformation doesn't happen through insight alone. It happens through daily dialogue with yourself. Each evening, ask, what unsettled me today? What did it touch? What truth might it be pointing to? Speak to emotions instead of silencing them. Journal one sentence each night. Today, I was honest with myself when... That single sentence rewires identity. If you want to go deeper, write a letter from your future self, the version who lived truthfully. Ask them, what must I release to meet you? Jung believed the future already lives within the unconscious, waiting for space. Finally, the question that changes everything. This is not a self-help system. It is an ancient invitation. The cost of change is fear. The cost of staying disconnected is your life. 2026 will pass whether you answer these questions or not. The difference lies in one choice. Do I dare to live a life that truly belongs to me? If the answer is yes, the journey has already begun.